The film begins by introducing a woman named Luann Johnson, a former Marine and English literature graduate who is now looking for a job as a teacher. After separating from her husband, Luann lives alone and tries to start a new chapter in her life. One day, a former friend named Hal Griffith recommends that she apply for a job at Parkmont High School, where he also works as a teacher.
Carla, my friend Luann Johnson's here. Is outside?
Please, sir. Have a seat.
During the interview, Luann meets the vice principal, Carla. Unexpectedly, Carla immediately offers her a full-time teaching position with a salary of $24,000 per year, even though Luann only applied for a part-time job. Apparently, she is to replace a previous teacher named Mrs. Gingrich. Luann becomes suspicious when she hears that 3 substitute teachers have already quit that class in a short amount of time.
Curriculum and whatnot, and if you would just follow me.
Right! Congratulations!
Carla avoids giving further explanation, while Hal gives her a vague warning to be careful, implying that the students in that class are notoriously difficult to handle. Although she feels hesitant, Luann decides to stay positive and give it a try. Her first day of teaching arrives. Accompanied by Hal, she heads to her classroom, and he reminds her that his room is next door if she ever needs help.
Don't try and shout over them.
Right.
However, as soon as the classroom door opens, she freezes. The room is loud and chaotic. The students are all doing their own thing, and none of them pay attention to her presence. Calmly, Luann tries to take control of the class and asks what happened to the previous substitute teacher. One student loudly replies that they killed her, causing the whole class to burst into laughter. The class leader, Emilio Ramirez, joins in mocking Luann, making the situation even more disruptive and noisy enough to disturb the other classes nearby. At first, Luann forces herself to smile and stay composed, but the students' behavior becomes increasingly intolerable.
Come on, you know what they're like. Come on.
Eventually, she leaves the classroom and meets Hal to ask for an explanation. In a calm tone, Hal tells her that the only available position is indeed with that group of students. At that moment, Luann begins to realize that this is not just an ordinary class, but rather one full of challenges and potential danger. She starts to doubt her own abilities, but Hal reassures her that the students are actually bright, they are just academically behind. He suggests that Luann find a way to make them interested in learning. Refusing to give up, Luann goes home and devises a new strategy.
Oh, you little bastards.
The next day, she arrives at school with a different approach. She wears a leather jacket, jeans, and boots, the same style she wore back when she was a Marine. She wants to show that she can be tough and assertive just like them. But when class starts, the students remain indifferent. To catch their attention, Luann writes on the board that she's a former Marine and asks if they know anything about karate. She begins demonstrating a few basic moves and turns them into a class exercise, even though such activity technically violates school rules. 2 students, Daryl and Raul, appear intrigued and start following her lead. When they show interest, Luann tells them that they too could become Marines if they worked hard and earned good grades. The exercise successfully grabs the class's attention.
Okay, grab his wrist. Okay.
Once the atmosphere becomes calmer, Luann shifts to the English lesson and uses the word choose as an example of a verb. She connects it to life, saying that everyone is always faced with choices, whether to give up or keep fighting. Her words make the students pause and reflect, and one girl named Callie even expresses her own understanding of the meaning behind the word. However, the lesson is suddenly interrupted when Carla arrives and calls Luann to the principal's office.
I mean, you could always choose something.
Not where I live. Excuse me, Miss Johnson.
Oh, yes.
Would you stop by the principal's office before your next class, please? Miss Grandy would like to speak to you.
There, she meets the principal, Mr. Grandy, who immediately scolds her for teaching karate and using topics deemed inappropriate for the curriculum. Grandy insists that Luann must follow the official guidelines, even if the students find them uninteresting.
And can lead to a lawsuit in case of an injury. Just going to have to go along with our policies.
So, what's on today's lesson plan? A little kickbox?
The next day, Luann tries another approach. She brings candy bars and offers them as rewards to anyone who can answer her questions correctly. This method works. The students become more active and engaged. She also begins introducing poetry, promising a special prize. If they complete the assignment, she will take them on a trip to an amusement park. But when the students ask about the cost, Luann impulsively says that it will all be covered by the school board. Emilio immediately accuses her of lying, saying that her promise is nothing but nonsense. His words make the class tense again. Some students lose their enthusiasm, and the lesson ends in silence. Only Callie stays behind. She advises Luann to try talking to Emilio first, since all the students respect his opinion.
You better be for real.
If you want to get the class to listen, get Emilio.
Taking her advice, Luann gives Emilio a poem by Bob Dylan about the life of a drug dealer, hoping he will read it and discuss it with her. But Emilio shows no interest and refuses to participate.
Not about something so personal.
That evening, Luann has dinner with Hal. During their conversation, Hal mentions that Luann's ex-husband used to be his friend. He invites Luann to visit and meet his family, but she politely declines, saying she is not ready yet. The next day, Luann witnesses a violent fight between Emilio and Raul at school. She quickly breaks it up and warns them that if the school finds out, they could be punished. Luann promises to keep it secret as long as they stop fighting. Both students agree, but Angela, Emilio's girlfriend, turns out to be right. Soon after, Emilio, Raul, Daryl, and Gazmar get involved in another altercation, resulting in their suspension for 3 days. Luann sees Raul being taken away by the police. Raul admits he just wanted to prove he is not weak.
We got a reputation to protect. You a Marine, you understand?
Luann regrets having once made a comment about Emilio's size, words that unintentionally pushed Raul to fight. She's also confused why Raul was arrested while Emilio only received a light punishment. To understand the situation better, Luann approaches Emilio and tries to talk to him heart to heart. Emilio eventually opens up, revealing that his life is difficult, his family is broken, and fighting is the only way he knows to express his emotions. Luann tries to help him, but Emilio insists that no outsider could ever truly understand his life. After class, Luann visits Raul's home to meet his parents. At first, they blame Raul, but Luann defends him, saying that Raul is intelligent, funny, and full of potential. Her words make his parents proud and open their eyes to their son's good side. Shortly after, Luann also visits Emilio's home to speak with his family, though the details of their conversation are not shown. The next day, the students confront Luann angrily, believing she interfered and caused Raul's punishment. They accuse her of not understanding their lives. Firm yet calm, Luann gives them a choice: to stay in her class or leave. She makes it clear that no one is being forced, and everyone has the right to choose whether they want to keep learning or give up entirely.
Nobody's forcing you to be here. You have a choice. You can stay. There are no victims in this classroom.
When Luann feels she can no longer handle it, something unexpected happens. Emilio suddenly stands up for her in front of the entire class. He says that he respects Luann because she took the time to visit each student's home and even face their parents to better understand their lives. His words silence the room, and several students who were planning to leave decide to stay. After that, Luann leads a discussion about life choices and how every decision can shape one's future. For the first time, Emilio takes part in the discussion, showing that his heart is slowly opening. As time goes by, Emilio's respect for Luann deepens, especially because she genuinely cares for her students. She often visits their homes, talks with their families, and helps them in any way she can. Luann also keeps her promise to take the class to the amusement park. The students enjoy the trip and have fun, forgetting for a while about the hardships of their lives outside school. But despite her efforts, Luann still receives a reprimand from Principal Grandy for organizing an unauthorized activity outside the school's standards. Calmly, Luann explains that she paid for the trip entirely out of her own pocket, not with school funds. Grandy remains unimpressed, but he cannot do anything to stop her. After gaining her students' trust, Luann introduces a new challenge called the Dylan Thomas Challenge. In this activity, the students are asked to interpret poems by Bob Dylan and Dylan Thomas that explore the themes of life and death. As a reward, the winner will be invited to have dinner with her at a fancy restaurant in the city. Unexpectedly, the students take the challenge very seriously. They spend hours in a library doing research and trying to gain a deeper understanding of the poem's meanings.
Every fucking poem Dylan Thomas wrote is about death, man.
Unfortunately, their good intentions are misunderstood by a rude librarian who accuses them of causing trouble. Even so, Luann feels proud of them. After the entries are evaluated, the winners of the challenge are Raul, Daryl, and Callie. However, Callie cannot attend the dinner because she has to work at a supermarket. Luann promises to bring her the food later that night. During the dinner, only Raul shows up because the other two are busy working. The fancy restaurant makes Raul feel nervous and uncomfortable, but Luann patiently calms him and engages him in light conversation to ease his tension. During their talk, Raul confesses that he plans to quit school because he needs money to pay for a jacket he rented for $200. He says that the jacket makes him feel handsome and confident. Luann is shocked to hear such a high price for a single piece of clothing. Raul explains that he rarely owns nice clothes and that the jacket makes him feel worthy. Touched by his honesty, Luann offers to help. She agrees to lend him the money with one condition. Raul must repay her not with cash, but by graduating from school. At first, Raul does not believe her offer, but eventually he accepts.
If you don't pay the guy back, he'll kill you.
What if I don't graduate?
Well, then you'll never pay me back the money.
That same night, Luann keeps her promise and delivers food to Callie at her workplace. There, she learns that Callie is being transferred to another school because she is pregnant. Luann feels deeply disappointed because she believes Callie has great potential, especially in English. But Callie insists on leaving school to take care of her child.
Nutrition, all kinds of stuff, so I thought it would be good for me, you know?
The next day, Luann asks Carla about the transfer and is surprised to learn that it was not mandatory, but rather Carla's personal decision. Quickly, Luann goes to see Callie and tells her that she doesn't have to leave. However, Callie responds coldly. She explains that her boyfriend wants her to move so they can be closer and start a small family together. Luann feels sad hearing this. She then takes Callie aside and opens up about her own painful past in an abusive relationship with her ex-husband. Although Callie remains silent, Luann knows her words have reached the girl's heart.
He beat me. We got divorced, and I had an abortion. Callie, just don't throw away all you can become.
Over time, Luann's teaching methods begin to change how the students view school and life. At first, they only study for rewards, but Luann teaches them that knowledge itself is the greatest prize. She emphasizes that the ability to read, think, and understand is a power that can change lives. She tells them that the most powerful weapon in the world is not a gun but intelligence. Yet Luann's struggle is far from over. When she visits the homes of Daryl and Lionel, their parents reject her and decide to withdraw their sons from school. They believe Luann is corrupting their children's minds with unrealistic ideas about poetry and dreams. Their grandmother adds that men should be earning money, not chasing dreams of becoming doctors or lawyers.
Boys don't go to your school no more, and that's gonna be it.
Don't you think that finishing high school will be valuable to their future?
A waste of time. They got more important things to worry about.
Losing 3 students at once makes Luann feel like a failure. She begins to lose her motivation and confidence, even though the remaining students try to encourage her to stay strong. Just as she starts to regain her spirit, a new problem arises. Luann hears that Emilio has been accused of being a drug dealer and of stealing another man's girlfriend. Because of that, he has become the target of death threats. Angela tells Luann that Emilio is carrying a gun for protection because his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend has sworn to kill him. For his safety, Luann and Angela ask Emilio to stay temporarily at Luann's house.
That I'm his gun, that Emilio.
Guy's looking for me to kill me, and the only way for me to stop him is for me to kill him first.
Please. But Emilio, come to my house.
Yeah, right.
Please just go.
While he is there, Luann tries to convince him to report the threats to the school so they can help and send the attacker to juvenile detention, ensuring Emilio's safety. But Emilio strongly refuses. He says that being a snitch would destroy his reputation in the neighborhood, and that he would rather die than live with that label. Luann is terrified by his words, but continues to advise him patiently. That night, without saying goodbye, Emilio leaves Luann's house. The next morning, Luann rushes to school looking for him. She asks Mr. Grandy if Emilio has been to his office. In a cold tone, Grandy replies that Emilio did come by, but he yelled at him and kicked him out for entering without knocking. Luann is devastated by how heartless the principal's reaction was. Moments later, Carla arrives with tragic news. Emilio has been found dead not far from the school, shot and killed. Carla asks Luann not to tell the students, fearing they might react violently. But Luann refuses. She believes they deserve to know the truth. When Luann breaks the news to the class, the atmosphere turns silent. The students are shocked and deeply saddened, but no one acts out as Carla feared.
Emilio was shot this morning.
Luann feels like she has failed as a teacher and decides to resign. She tells her students that this will be her last year at the school, explaining that she never signed a permanent contract and has other plans. But the students know the real reason. They see the grief and loss of spirit in Luann since Emilio's death and the departure of other students.
So if you love us so much and you're so interested in our graduating, how come you choose to leave?
Yeah.
A few days later, Raul visits Luann to help her pack. He thanks her for helping him buy the jacket, saying it was the kindest thing anyone has ever done for him. Luann advises him to keep studying and fighting until graduation. Raul admits he doubts he can succeed without her guidance, but Luann assures him that he is smarter than he thinks and that she believes in his potential. Meanwhile, the other students beg Luann not to leave. They tell her they still need her guidance to finish school, but their words are not enough to change her decision.
You can't go gentle. You got to rage against the dying of the light.
This is my choice.
On her last day at school, something unexpected happens. Callie suddenly returns to Luann's classroom after Raul convinces her to come. They hope her presence will touch the teacher's heart and make her stay. And indeed, when Luann sees all her students standing together, refusing to let her go, she feels deeply moved. They remind her of all the poems and lessons she taught them about choice and perseverance. They tell her that if she gives up now, she would be breaking her own teachings. Their words leave Luann speechless. She realizes that her students have changed into strong and brave individuals. They now believe in themselves and in the teacher who once made them believe. With tears in her eyes, Luann finally decides to stay and continue the fight alongside them. The film ends with Luann standing proudly in front of her class, smiling at the students who have now found their direction in life. The film concludes with a powerful message. Sometimes, life doesn't give us the best beginning, but as the story of Dangerous Minds shows, what truly matters is not where we start, but who we meet along the way. A teacher like Luann Johnson proves that one caring person can completely change the course of someone's life. She never came to be a hero, yet her presence became a light in the darkness for children who had lost hope. This story reminds us that genuine care can be stronger than rules, and compassion can be more valuable than punishment. In the end, every child needs only one thing to survive: someone who believes they can. And sometimes, the greatest miracle in life is not when we are saved, but when someone makes us realize that we are worth saving.